Jermall Charlo hints Canelo Alvarez. Will he get the fight? It looks like he's putting some pressure on Canelo Alvarez. And Jermall Charlo lines only. Yeah, keep running your mouth. Looks like he wants that fight. Stay tuned to this video. We're going to talk about that. Who will Canelo fight? That is the question many people want to know. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Now, let me take you back. I've made videos about this, but if you weren't following the channel, you might not know. It says sources, Canelo Alvarez is pondering bouts with Jermall Charlo and Dmitry Bivol and a trilogy with Gennady Golovkin. So these are the reported options. Reports like this from ESPN says that PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, as well as DAZN both want Canelo. Obviously, Canelo, you know, he's a big name and they want him on their platforms, on their respective platforms. We'll have to wait and see who Canelo decides, because shortly after those interviews came out, Canelo Alvarez himself, he took to social media, and so did Eddie Reynoso, who's his trainer, and they said nothing is done. We don't have an actual name. There's no finalized negotiations. The ink is not dry. We don't know who we're gonna fight. So that's where it's at right now. So it leads me to this video. Jermall Charlo, he posted this, and it's just a picture of him training. Looks locked in, you know, typical, right? But then the interesting thing was what he said. So you guys see, it says, back to basics, studying my craft. I am sharpening my tools, separating myself. He said, I'm separating myself from them. That's where I've been. Quote, 100 M's. Once again, back to the basics, studying my craft, sharpening my tools, separating myself from them. That's where I've been. 100 M's. 100 M's. Hashtag lines only. And you see Regis Prograis, another pro fighter, good fighter. He says 100 M's, lines only. So to the naked eye, that might not seem like too much, you know. It's like, okay, what about it? 100 M's. Canelo PBC 100, right? Let me see if this pulls up. Boom. We got action today. So the report, the reason why that was interesting to me, the choice of words, is Charlo just said, back to the basics, studying my craft, sharpening my tools, separating myself from them. That's where I've been, 100 M's, and he's training is this. The reports from multiple people were suggesting this. Sources, PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, the company that has Jermall Charlo, offered Canelo Alvarez a 2-fight deal worth upwards of $100 million guaranteed for the bouts with Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez in May and September, respectively. But the package was rejected by Alvarez about 10 days ago, and there has been no dialogue with PBC since. So does that mean that maybe there's hope for this PBC package? Because you have to keep in mind, Canelo Alvarez himself refuted this, and he said to that reporter who put that out, stop lying, right? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. He said, I don't even agree. I'm still there it is. I don't even agree. I'm still negotiating. Don't lie to people. The day everything is signed, I'll let them know. For now, there is nothing concrete. So Canelo said he hasn't made a decision, but the key number was 100 M's. A milli, tougher than Nigeria. Near my criteria compared to your career just isn't fair. I'm a venereal. That 100 M's, that's the point that I want to focus on. But wait, there's more. In addition to Jermall talking about the 100 M's, which is the identical number that I just showed you, Canelo was reportedly offered for a 2-fight deal on his label, PBC, Premier Boxing Champion. In addition to that, Jermall Charlo on his social media feed, in his story on Instagram, he posted something that pretty interesting. Roll the clip. So he posted his brother, nothing, out of the normal there, but watch this. Hold on, watch this.
Unified, that's where you at, Cinnamon? Where you at? Where you at, Cinnamon?
What?
Where you at? I'm down to Unified, that's where you at, Cinnamon? Where you at? Where you at, Cinnamon?
So that was him post-fight at one of his fights, and Jermall Charlo said, I'm down to unify, and his brother interjected, and Jim Gray passed the mic to his brother, you seen, and in front of the mic, Jermall was like, yeah, where you at, Cinnamon? Obviously pushing for his brother. Cinnamon is Canelo. That's what Canelo stands for. Canelito or Canelo, that's what it means. And we could pull it up. They called him Cinnamon because he got red hair, yada, yada, yada. Most of you guys who follow boxing should know the story there, right? So the timing is very interesting, but I wouldn't, don't get your hopes up. We don't know what this truly means. We don't know what will be decided ultimately. Canelo, he likes to move how he likes to move. He says nothing has been decided. He'll let the people know when it has been. That's a dope picture. Champ Mike Tyson with Charlo. That's a fly picture too, him and his wifey. We'll see, we'll have to wait and see. Me personally, Jermall, I want to see him get the Canelo fight. He's been pushing for it, and I got more videos coming. So you got to stay tuned for the latest and greatest. I promise you, I'm the best in boxing history, doing this on the mic in the digital space, in the digital era. But with that being said, I want to see Jermall Charlo. Listen, the Bivol fight, it could be a tricky fight, but it's not a big event. Canelo is beyond just making any old fight. And the other thing I don't like about, first of all, if he were to fight Charlo, to my understanding, Charlo would have to move up to 168, which is something I don't really personally like, but it's still a big fight. So my personal opinion, doesn't matter. It's a great fight. I would want to see the fight. The reason I said I personally, and you guys go check my track record, I'm not a big fan of people moving up through the weight classes unless you have no other fights or you cleared house in your previous weight class. Like Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is an example. He was the man at 140. There was no Regis Prograis. There was no Josh Taylor. And he had become undisputed. So I have no problem with Terrence Crawford then moving up to 147 because that makes all the sense in the world. You cleaned up, you cleaned out house. What are you going to stay there for? Sergey Lipinets and, less fights than which some of the guys you already beat there? Doesn't really make sense. So that's my only gripe. But I understand the business. Jermall been calling out Canelo for years. He's been wanting to fight. His brother popped up on the mic and said, yeah, where you at, Cinnamon? So if this is how it plays out and you have to move up, you got to take the opportunity. I can't tell him what to do, but in my opinion, since you've tried to get the Canelo fight for years and to no avail, if he's calling and saying, hey, I want to fight, even though he has more experience at 160 plus, Charlo got the frame to move up. It's a big fight, big paycheck, big fight for boxing. So I would imagine you do that. The Bivol fight, DAZN, man, I got so many videos coming. The DAZN leadership needs some serious help because they just wasting that dude's money. That Russian Lin Blavnik, they just wasted his money. Like, certain fights aren't big. You got Canelo fighting on an app. The Caleb Plant fight had a bigger buildup and did better numbers than anything he's done on DAZN. That's why the DAZN numbers don't come out. This is not even really an opinion. It's not subjective. I'm right. I know I'm right. When Caleb Plant did an amazing job alongside with Canelo selling the fight. Showtime Boxing, they did a hell of a job selling the fight. All access, putting cameras and microphones, having guys mic'd up. Caleb Plant, got mushed and then came back with the slap and slapped Canelo, and everybody was talking about it. That was a hell of a press conference. Very entertaining stuff, and it was a cool fight. I enjoyed it. People seem to enjoy the Boxing Ego watch party. Bivol has a style that I don't even know if that style would even mesh well with Canelo. He has no marquee fan base in America at all. So DAZN is just foolishly trying to keep up in a situation where they really probably can't keep up in that regard. You want Canelo because it's Canelo, but you don't have the same level of fights like a Bivol fight. If you, let's say PBC was going to offer 50 million for Charlo. These are kind of some of the reported numbers. Okay, that's 50 million for Charlo, but it makes sense to pay Canelo because that would, Charlo and Canelo, what? Are you kidding me? That would sell. People want to see that. I've been wanting to see it since 154 and 160. Charlo's still undefeated. You see what I'm saying? So that is justifiable. This is what happens when you try to keep up with the Joneses. I promise you. So I don't know what Canelo's gonna decide. I don't know if he go to Bivol. I don't know if he go to DAZN, if he do the PBC thing. But Canelo's moves in the past to me have been suspect. So I'm not gonna hold my breath and believe that it has to be him. But anyway, Dmitry Bivol, bro, he just fought last year in December against Umar Salamov. Who is that? Salamander or whatever this dude is. Who is that, bro? How many people that are watching this video, watching Boxing Ego, subscribe to the channel? I'm the best in the business. How many people have ever, who is this, bro? He look like the Geico caveman. Man, what are we talking about, bro? Like, who is this? You watch, let me know in the comment section. If I'm lying, I'm flying. So you let me know in the comment section if you watch this dude, it looked like a youthful Al Bundy, like, oh, pink, love and marriage, it's an institute, you can't despair it. Bro, who is this? Who is he? This is who Bivol last fought. Who watched it? That's all I want to know in the comment section. If you watched him versus, it looked like Wolverine teenage brother or something. Hey, bub, berserker barrage. Like, ooh, he got some adamantium in his glove, bro. What are we talking about? Then he fought earlier in the year against Craig Richards. Look, this is Bivol. Who is Craig Richards? Sound like a sitcom dad or something. And then he fought no times in 2020. And then he fought, I know this guy, Caleb Smith knocked him out and he gave a pretty tough fight to Marcus Brown. So that was in 2019. So he ain't fought really relevant names since 2019. The Castillo dude, I know him. Joe Smith Jr., that's my guy. Jean Pascal. So 2018, Isaac Chilimba, Sullivan Brer. So yeah, about 2018, 2019, that is the last time that he felt that he fought some relatively known guys. So we all know the Charlo Benavidez PBC package and fight is a better package deal for the world of boxing. So I don't know. I don't know if this means that Charlo got the fight or maybe he's trying to put some pressure on Canelo, but I hope he got the fight because I'll buy the fight. I'll support the fight. I like the fight. Canelo, you heard him. They said, Cinnamon, where you at? And I got other videos coming too. Don't change the dial, man. We got other videos coming too. Charlo been asking for this fight for eons. hopefully Canelo does what's right. It's gonna look bad, man, if Canelo goes the DAZN route, because we know that's not the bigger fight. You can say whatever you want, oh, you're biased, ego, and all that. That's great. It's not gonna change anything I'm saying. I'm in NorCal right now, and I'm gonna keep saying the same thing I'm saying. Benavidez and Charlo, that PBC package, that's sellable in America. That's why they keep talking about Eddie Hearn, talking about, oh, Canelo, he got a guy in the UK to fight John Ryder. Nobody wants to see that. That's why you have to take that to the UK, because that would not do good in America. These are the facts, people. Listen, I told you I'm the best in the business. We unpack. Let me know how I did in this here video, but we'll see. We'll see if Charlo gets to fight. I really hope he does, because I think that's the bigger fight. But anytime we're dealing with Canelo, you never know. But I like the added pressure from Mr. Charlo that he's putting on. He really wants to fight. He has a great trainer in Ronnie Shields. Let's make it happen. Let's make 2022 memorable. And I think Canelo Charlo would do just that. That's really all I got to say. We unpack, coming to you live. And I'm out. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack, coming to you live, Boxing Ego unpack, yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack, coming to you live. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.